Remember all those horror histories and urban legends your parents and cousins will tell you when you were a child? All those creepy things that would make you have trouble falling asleep. Well, what if I told you that all these legends are real? Or maybe not, but we cannot deny that they are very entertaining and creative. And the best part is that there are thousands of them from all around the world. We have gathered a bunch of these spooky histories just for you. We will share these histories, discuss them, and try to bust them, if they can be busted. So hide under your bed sheets and start praying, because this is the Cryptid Hour. Hello, I'm the host Felix, and I'm gonna be talking about the window game.
I'm Adam, and I'm going to be talking about Bigfoot.
I'm Max, and I'm going to be talking about the Wendigo.
I'm Javier, and I'll be talking about the Illinois infield monster.
I'm Joel, and I'm going to be talking about the Whistler.
Well, guys, I just want to thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. And now, let's see who has the best scripted. Okay, guys, today I'm gonna be talking about a challenge that I recommend you not to try because it could be the last thing you do. I'm gonna be talking about the mysterious and creepy window game. There are hundreds of testimonials from people who have put this challenge into practice, and most of them lack the ending because this player suddenly disappear without giving any more signals. Anyone can try this in their own room at night. All that it's needed is a window overlooking the outside and some curtains to cover it. It has to be done at night, but not just any night. It has to be done the last one of the month. This is important. When midnight arrives, you have to stand in front of your window wide open. Then mentally you have to summon a presence. You must calmly focus. Take the time you need and invite it to come. This is how you will draw its attention. Once this is done, make sure to close the windows properly and draw the curtains. And just like every night, go to bed and turn off the light. The game may not work the first time. In fact, it's normal. Written testimonies say that it usually never works until the 6th attempt. But if it is done repeatedly every last night of the month, it will end up working. You will know you have succeeded if after 30 minutes to an hour of laying down, you begin to hear some noises in the window, as if someone or something is knocking their fingers on the glass. Now the real game begins. That spirit must never know that you're awake. You have to stay completely still, as if you were in deep sleep with your eyes closed. More importantly, you should never look at what's on the other side of the window. The presence will keep insisting and will keep on hitting stronger each time, to the point where you think it's gonna break the glass. Don't get nervous, it won't happen. There may come a time when the noises suddenly stop and everything is calmed. Don't trust. Don't even think about moving a single muscle. It's the entity that is playing with you, trying to figure out if you are really asleep. You have to stay still. Don't fall asleep either. You have to stay awake no matter what. If you're unlucky enough to wake up and turn around to take an unintended look, the game's over for you. Only when it's dawn and the first rays of sun come out of your window, the entity will be gone, and we can get up and catch your breath again. Well, guys, that was my cryptid, the window game. Now, I would like to open up the mic for any questions or comments you guys have on this cryptid.
My question for you, Felix, is why would anyone in their right minds play this game?
I'd say mostly for the adrenaline and the excitement of the moment, just to try to be like the cool kids, you know, just to like have something you can brag about, like saying to your friends, "Oh, I tried this challenge and I felt the presence of this creepy entity."
Have you ever done this challenge?
I have never done it.
Felix, what would you say your favorite part about the window game story is?
I'd say it's the fact that we have this faith that we're asleep and just stay still like we used to do with our parents when we were younger. I feel like we would actually be prepared to do this challenge anytime.
Felix, do you know anybody who's done the window game?
Not anymore.
Did you?
I used to, but he suddenly disappeared.
Oh, sounds to me like you failed. Well-
Yeah, what a loser.
Well, thank you
bet.
very much. And let's move on to the next topic.
Bigfoot was first spotted in the late 1800s and early 1900s. People have claimed that they've seen footprints, photos, and videos of Bigfoot. He is described as a large, 7-foot-tall, ape-looking, hairy man who lives in the woods and scares campers. Over recent years, there have been a lot of sightings of Bigfoot in Colorado, with around 130 sightings. The most recent report of Bigfoot was in 2021 when a family heard loud wood knocking near Deer Lake's campground near Lake City. The Washington Air National Guard adopted the mascot of Bigfoot, which operates 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, monitoring the skies of nearly 73% of the United States and Canada. Just like the Bigfoot of legend, the sector is rarely seen and rarely heard, but rest assured it continues to observe and, if necessary, serve as a messenger of warning.
So, Adam, how big are his feet?
That's actually a very good question, Max. Judging by his footprints that were measured, they're about size 38 to size 40, which is a lot bigger than the normal human's foot size.
Does that mean we can assume he's balling?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay, Adam, tell me, why do you think people still believe in this legend?
I think people still believe in Bigfoot because of all the attention that was given to Bigfoot, all of the merchandise and mascots made. That just put the fear of Bigfoot into people's heads.
Are you afraid of Bigfoot?
No. Me personally, I think he's pretty fake. Just judging by those footprints, I don't think his feet are that big. And yeah, I just think it's very fake.
What's your favorite part about the Bigfoot story?
Again, if it's real, I definitely like how big his feet are. I think that's interesting.
Would you consider that size matters?
Yeah, it does, because if his feet are that big, then he's going to be pretty ginormous and bigger than most people.
So, how tall is he? I forgot.
He's about 7 foot tall to maybe even 7'3". There isn't like an accurate height for him, but he's very, very tall.
Good recruit for the NBA, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. He'll be dunking on everybody.
Okay, let's say you see Bigfoot in the forest. How will you react, Adam?
If I really did see him, I would definitely run the other way.
So, who do you think would win in a fight? Shaq or Bigfoot?
I mean, their shoe sizes are very similar. Man, I'd have to go with Bigfoot, but Shaq would put up a fight.
All right. Thank you very much for answering these questions. The Wendigo was a mythical creature believed by the Native Americans around the Great Lakes. It was said to be a malevolent spirit with the ability to possess human beings. This possession would cause feelings of insatiable greed and hunger, and the desire to cannibalize other human beings. It was said to look very tall and humanoid, with the skull of a deer, with no skin on its face. An ancient Native American story about the Wendigo follows. Once upon a time, a large Wendigo had stolen an Indian boy, but he was too thin, so the Wendigo didn't eat him right away, and waited for the boy to get fat. The Wendigo had a knife he'd cut the boy with to see if he was fat enough, but the boy was not. It traveled far too much. One day, a village accepted the boy because the Wendigo let him go there to get things to eat. He gave the boy many things, and when it was time for him to go back, the boy told the village about the Wendigo. The natives went back to the Wendigo and cut off the legs, and went back to the village. They came back days later, and it wasn't dead. It was eating the meat from its own legs. The Indians asked if there was any fat on them. The Wendigo replied, "There is indeed. have eaten many Indians. There's no wonder they are. They killed him and cut it to pieces, and that was the end of the large Wendigo.
Okay, my question for you, Max, is what are the similarities between a Wendigo and a skinwalker?
Well, Wendigo can't actually put on something's skin and become it. The Wendigo uses Native American magic. That'll influence other people to do its will.
So what does the Wendigo possess people to do in the past, Max?
So it's like to influence people to become cannibals and eat each other.
Whoa,
That's about it.
that's messed up.
Eh.
Okay, Max. So you said it's really hard to kill them, but tell us, what would you do if you had to do it?
If
How
I
would you
had to
kill
kill a Wendigo, I'd probably try to find some more ancient American magic. And that would probably be the best bet in destroying it. Other than that, I'd try to break it into pieces like in the story I told earlier.
What would you say your favorite part about the Wendigo story is?
I thought it was really interesting how it actually took a Native American boy hostage. But in the end, it didn't really work out for him, considering, he got killed in the end because the child told everybody where it was. Thank you very much for asking me these questions. Let's move on to the next one.
At 10 p.m., Henry McDaniel came to his house later to find his two 14-year-old kids, saying that there was something trying to get inside the house. Later, he sees that the AC is kind of tilted, so he does notice that that's a little strange. Just to prove his kids wrong, he goes outside to show them there's nothing outside. Later, he says he sees a grayish monster with 3 legs, pink eyes. So what he does, he shuts the door, he goes upstairs, gets his gun, he opens the door, and the monster's closer to the house now. So he shoots it, and he says he knows he hit it because it did a hissing noise when he shot at it. Then after that, he sees the monster just runs into the forest, and it jumps 50 feet in the air. After this, Henry McDaniel contacted the authorities. They were just investigating his door, and the scratch marks were something that they couldn't tell him what it was. It was something out of this world. And around his house, they found these footprints. They resembled something of a dog, but the thing is, it had 5 toe pads instead of just 4, which is what a dog has. The cops were thinking that Henry McDaniel made all this up and he was just messing with them. So they told him we're gonna close this case. After this, Henry McDaniel gets invited to a radio station where they let him talk more about this situation, and he tells the radio host that he's thankful that he's let him talk about this because the cops were kind of telling him to get off the story, so it was a little weird to him. And he tells the radio host that he actually seen this monster a second time near his house around some train tracks. He saw the monster again. He says this time he didn't shoot at it, which he could have, but he just kept a good eye on it until it just disappeared again. Later, this story gets so mainstream that people around the town start hearing about this, and them themselves want to go check out to see if this monster is real. So these 5 other guys went to the forest with guns, and they started shooting at things. And the cops after that, they're hearing gun noises in the forest, so they come to check what's happening. They find the 5 guys, and then the 5 guys told them that they actually seen the monster, and then they shot at it, but it was bulletproof, something like that. So the cops are just oh, you're just shooting animals, and all you guys are getting arrested. So the cops just arrest them.
So you said this creature could jump 50 feet in the air?
Yeah,
Do you think it would be good on a basketball court?
he'll be a ball lane player.
Absolutely balling.
Balling.
My second question is, do you think he could dunk on Bigfoot?
He could easily dunk on Bigfoot. He would break his ankles. Crazy.
Adam, what do you have to say about that?
I think that's a bold claim. Bigfoot is no joke. He's also 7 foot. He's a giant too, and he'll be able to protect the rim.
But the thing
Maybe
is,
the ankles part is right. Maybe
can Bigfoot defend a monster jumping 50 feet in the air? Yes,
I mean,
he's bringing the ball 50 feet in the air with him. So.
That's a good point. You know what? You might be right. I'll give you that.
In a threesome fight between Bigfoot, Shaq, and this alien, who would win?
I'm pretty sure my alien could win all 3 of these guys. It's not even a chance for him.
All right.
Wait.
So like, what else can it do? Does it have any like claws or like alien tech?
It has claws on all its 3 like legs that it has. And of course it could jump 50 feet in the air.
So like, has it killed anybody?
A little boy got attacked by it, and his shoe got cut in half.
Was the boy still alive?
Yeah, the boy actually ran away from the monster.
Honestly, it doesn't sound like a very good monster.
Yeah,
It
it
could not
does
even
seem.
kill a boy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks very much for answering these questions.
Long ago, there was a young man who worked on his father's farm in Venezuela. He one day received a notice about how his wife's father had called his wife a harlot and then killed his wife. This put the young man into a very deep rage as he went on to kill his father-in-law. The young man's grandfather did not like this, however, and he decided that he should enact a great punishment on him. His grandfather commanded multiple farmers to brutally torture his grandson in a painful revenge. One of the things that his grandfather did was he had 2 massive dogs bite his ankles, and as he screamed in pain, he managed to flee to a nearby forest. In this forest, his body was never found. After these events, it was said that his spirit became a damned soul. This spirit was hell-bent on killing drunks and adulterers he came across. It was also said that he was known for attacking or scaring anyone who would have the misfortune of hearing his terrifying whistle.
Okay, yo, so this next question is for you. Tell me, do you think the whistler was justified on killing his father-in-law?
Well, I would say like he was somewhat justified because like what his father-in-law did was unexcusable. It was a terrible crime. But also like you can't kill somebody without like some like
Punishment.
yeah, without some punishment. So like I don't think it was super justifiable.
My question is, Joel, if you heard the whistler's whistle, how will you react?
If I ever heard it, I would book it out of there. Like wherever I was, I'm in like a forest, I'm in my house, I'm booking it out of there.
Do you think the whistler's balling?
Oh, of course.
How high do you think he can jump?
Not high anymore, because like his ankles got bit by 2 dogs, so he can't jump very high.
So I saw like some depictions. He has like a bag over his back, like has flesh and stuff, right?
Yeah, it's because he was like a hunter of sorts. Like in his before he died, he was a farmer. He lived on a farm. So like he was hunting before then, and now as he became a damned soul, he hunts like drunks and adulterers. So I believe that is what is in his bag.
So evil Santa.
Yes, pretty much.
All right. Well, thank you very much for answering these questions.
Okay, guys, I just want to thank you all for your time and thank you for sharing your story with us.
I'm glad to be part of this podcast.
It's truly been an honor being here.
Thanks for having me on.
Okay, and now for the audience, comment what do you want the next podcast to be about?